It's so unfair. I should have gotten the part of Cinderella in the upcoming school play.
Yes, Shen? Shen? Is anything wrong? When you came home, you stopped right past the kitchen, usually like a snack after school.
Nothing's wrong, and my name is Shannon, not Shen. Please, call me by my American name.
American born, no brains. If you forget your name and your history, you forget who you are.
Just leave me alone, okay? I don't want to hear another one of your lectures.
Shen, I don't mean to lecture you. Why don't you come down and have your favorite snack, some hot gao?
Fine, I'm coming.
Tell grandmother what's wrong, Shen.
Nothing's wrong.
Are you ready to talk now?
Oh, I guess so. But don't tell Mom, okay? Today in school, I saw the postings for the part in the school play Cinderella.
Did you get the part?
No, but I think I should have. No offense to the girl who won the lead, but everybody said that when I tried out, that I sang songs much better. They told me that I just wasn't right for the part. It's so unfair. Just because I don't have blonde hair and blue eyes like the Disney Cinderella doesn't mean that I can't sing and act.
I see. The director thinks you don't look like a Cinderella.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't want to be rejected again, so I didn't ask.
Oh yes, Shen. I think I have a story that you will like.
Stories are too babyish, Grandma.
I'm sure you'll like this one.
Oh, maybe later. I have a lot of homework to do.
Please, Shen. You used to love my stories when you were little.
Oh, all right. What's it called?
I call it The Story of the $10,000 Haircut. A long time ago, many Chinese came to California, which they call Gamsan. Do you know what Gamsan means?
Of course. You've told me so many times the Chinese called California Gold Mountain.
There was a law telling the Chinese they could not use poles to carry their baskets, a law requiring a head tax for every Chinese that came into the country, a cubic air ordinance that required so many square feet of air for each person living in a crowded household.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, and if the Chinese did not follow the laws, they would either be fined or sent to jail. This was a hard choice for many Chinese immigrants. If they paid the fines, their families may not have enough money. If they went to jail, they would not be able to send any more money home.
So, what does that got to do with a haircut?
Well, another ordinance, the 1870 Q ordinance, added another complication to the lives of Chinese immigrants. When the Chinese were put in jail for refusing to pay unfair taxes, their queues were cut off. Of course, only the Chinese had queues.
What's a queue?
Ay-ya, you know nothing. A queue was a hairstyle, a long braid at the back of the head that only the Chinese wore as a sign of defeat to the Manchu emperor. Without a queue, the Chinese could not go back to China.
Man, that's so unfair. Didn't the Chinese do anything?
Of course, they went to the associations, to the Chinese Six Companies, and hired a lawyer to fight the unfair law. Hoa Cao sued Sheriff Nguyen for $10,000. The case went to the Federal Circuit Court in San Francisco and was heard by two very famous judges, including Stephen Field, who was a justice of the Supreme Court.
Geez, I thought the Chinese always bend like bamboo.
That's true for some things, but the Chinese did not fail to challenge a law they thought was unfair. Even though the Chinese did not have a judicial system in China, they used the American judicial system to fight for their rights.
So what happened?
In the opinion of Judge Field, the Q Ordinance was null and void because it violated the Civil Rights Act of 1870. More importantly, Field said it violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. It was an attempt to impose a more severe penalty on Chinese than was imposed on others.
What's so important about that?
This was the first time that the Chinese, who was ineligible to become citizens, were declared to be protected by the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. In other words, the judge ruled that everyone in America, not just citizens, was protected by the 14th Amendment.
So, in fighting for their rights, the Chinese made America stand for the principle of giving everyone equal protection under the law?
That's right. In fact, the Chinese challenged over 100 unjust laws in this very way.
Amazing! Maybe I can confront the director with some of my friends. Tomorrow, I think I will ask some people if they support me, and if they will come with me to ask for a fair chance. But what if no one will support me? Oh, I don't know. For now, I will have to do my homework and do some voice exercises. Thanks a lot, Grandma.
You're welcome, sweetie. Come in.
Good morning, Miss Edwards.
Good morning, Shannon. You're early today. The bell hasn't even rung yet.
I'd like to talk to you about something important.
What would you like to talk about?
Well, I was really hurt from the audition yesterday since I felt I was good enough for the part, and a lot of students agreed with me that I sang really well and would have made a really good Cinderella. But I didn't get the part, and I was wondering why.
Since I was thinking about doing the Disney rendition of Cinderella, I just assumed that we would get a girl that looked the part. You sang really well, but when I gave the part to the other girl, you didn't say anything, so I thought you wouldn't mind.
Well, from the original French version, we don't really know what Cinderella looks like. It was only in the Disney version that she was blonde. It doesn't matter what she looks like anyway.
You make a good point.
Does that mean you'll reconsider me for the part?
You did a really good job during the audition. Perhaps you should play Cinderella. We'll have a meeting to talk about it this afternoon with everyone else.
Thanks, Miss Edwards. Grandma, guess what?
What, sweetie?
I asked the director, and she said that she thought I wouldn't say anything. I asked her for a fair chance, and we had a meeting with the whole cast. I told them that no one really knew that Cinderella looked like anyway, and it should not matter. So her and me both tried out for a part again, and they voted on it, and I won.
Falling leaves return to their roots. Yes, Shen. Do you know where your name comes from?
Grandma, didn't you hear? They're going to give me that part despite my looks.
Yeshen was a heroine of a famous Chinese legend. In fact, she is sometimes called the Chinese Cinderella, although the Chinese version of the fairy tale preceded the French version by about 1,000 years.
Really?
So don't think that you don't look the part. Perhaps this is an opportunity to tell a new version of the story, the original old version. Ha 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 ha! Maybe someday I'll tell you the story of the Chinese Cinderella.
Why not now? I can listen while I eat some hakao.
Okay, why not? Once upon a time,